Good morning, good day, good night, everyone. Welcome back. It's been a while, but we're back with the Flare Factor. And today we are joined by Anna from Luminite. Welcome, Anna.
Hi, Lex. Hi, thanks for having me here. I'm Anna, and I'm the co-founder of Luminite. Some maybe might know me from SparkDex from before. And I'm actively involved in both projects at the moment, and I'm really excited to join the Flare Factor today. So thank you for inviting me again.
Amazing. I'm happy to have you here again and to take a look at this amazing new wallet that you've created, because it's so much more than a wallet. Just for our audience, you can, if you have questions about Luminite or Scepter, feel free to go to our Discord or our Telegram and ask your questions there. In the end, we will have the Q&A round and you'll be able to hopefully get your answers. So Anna, why Luminite?
Yeah, let me just give you a little kind of blurb about Luminite. It's a DeFi wallet, has recently launched on Flare, and that was beginning of August. So like 2 weeks ago, we're live, and it's a wallet that's created for users who are not such advanced, DeFi degens like most of us are, but for users who maybe come from Web3 and want to tap into DeFi, find Flare attractive, are in the XRP era as well, holding some XRP and want to explore with it, given the recent news. And Luminite basically allows you to do all this. Users can tap into Flare DeFi effortlessly. The biggest point here is it doesn't require you to log in with a seed phrase. So because we use Turnkey, you can have a seedless sign up, let's say, using one of your social accounts, for example, using your Mail or your Apple account, or Passkey, for example. And it's just safe to your device, and you can log in like without any friction, because usually we have this when we have some beginners in DeFi, or they're not familiar with MetaMask or any Web3 wallets, and they can forget their seed phrase, and then they just lose all their funds, cannot access it. So it's made really really easy for these kind of users, but also for, of course, existing Flare users. So we will actually have a look at Luminite in a bit with Lex, but you are basically presented with a full-fledged UI, and it lets you send and receive funds on multiple chains, currently only including Flare and XRPL, but more will be enabled soon. And just giving here a little shine on what's coming, as has been teased all over X. Like Flare is preparing to become like the yield engine for XRP, and Luminite is basically prepared to fuel this engine and provide dozens of opportunities for users to use non-EVM assets across Flare, such as XRP or later, Doge or BTC. So it has basically all you need to get around Flare and to explore DeFi.
All right, that's quite a lot to take in. Just to give people some idea, how many people or wallets have been created? Do you dare to share that? You don't have to
Yeah,
go
that's
into
a great
it,
question. I've had a look into the dashboard on the back end,
yeah.
and there are quite a lot of users. I think about 1,000 users now. The nice thing about it is that we're actually optimizing on building this out to have much more features and see how it goes, so we can also optimize it more on the front end. If anything is hanging there in the front end, or if users have some issues, this is good to analyze, how the user inflow changes. So we are soon happy to share more about that as well. But yeah, it's going great at the moment.
Yeah, that sounds pretty amazing. Maybe I should ask that before anyone else asks that. So you mentioned you can log in with your Google, or I see also Apple here, other options probably. And then you mentioned turnkey. Can you say something about that?
Yeah, it's Turnkey is just the infrastructure that we use. So we use API for users to be able to interact in Luminite without having to log in using a mnemonic, or how it's called.
Yeah.
So you can just have a passkey, or you're just logged in with your Gmail or Apple account, and you don't have this trigger to save your seed phrase wrong somewhere, or you don't know how to manage it. However, it still allows you to just find it in your settings. So you can just, whenever you want, export your private key, save it somewhere in case that you cannot log in just like that. So you can use like login into your wallet using a private key.
All right.
So it's not like that it's completely keyless, but you can always find it in the settings.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess soon we'll look a little bit into why probably most people won't even care that it's there. I'm pretty sure they will see that when they see the app. At least that was my initial thought. All right. So like you're mostly aiming for people who are relatively new to DeFi. I guess that could be people who just started at the central exchange or something and want to do something with the XRP or Flare, because you can basically do nothing there with those two. Oh, I've heard some people say like, yeah, you can just stake your Flare on some central exchange. You get like 10%. I was like, 10% APY on Flare? That doesn't sound great. So there's definitely something being left behind there at the moment. So
I mean, if we're talking about who we want to try to attract and what like the general problem is, and why Luminite was or is the way it is and why it was built that way, is basically because we have a lot of new entrants and there are major fragmentation problems when it comes to DeFi. So if we look at those big ecosystems who keep growing every day, new projects launching, it's first of all really hard to keep an overview as a beginner, because there are so many earning opportunities. Like, okay, I know what kinetic market is, I know what Scepter is, but like, where do I start? And with like a vast inflow of projects launching now on Flare, this was a good point to introduce Luminite, because it's more also like a trustworthy badge, right? Like when you go on Luminite, you have all the earning vaults where you can earn yield or stake. For example, now we have just that you can delegate to the FTSO providers and choose one that you want to delegate to, or you just continue with some liquid staking using S-Flare and stake S-Flare right inside Luminite. But this is of course not all that it's not finalized. Like, this is only the beginning, so there's a lot that's coming onto the wallet, and you will have like a full-fledged DeFi yield wallet that lets you do all those things just from one UI without being completely fragmented. Because in the past we had a lot of these things, also with SparkDex, where users kept getting, for example, some random messages and about the UI and URLs and fake URLs and fake websites. So that comes from crossing like multiple UIs and very fast. So even if you have like experienced DeFi degens who know everything about Flare, if you're too fast, and you don't know where you're pressing, it can really end up getting very bad for you. So yeah, we want to prevent this and just want users to have a place where they can do everything, but in one stop.
Yeah, so like a sort of curated list of earning possibilities, right?
Right.
Instead of like running around taking risks on URLs and links that you just click everywhere. So
correct.
That sounds great. Shall we dive into the app and see what it looks like?
Yeah, let's do that. By the way, what's your personal thought on logging into Luminite first? Like, did you like it, or you like the more traditional experience, or what are your thoughts?
No, I think it's very intuitive. It's the same basically as any other regular like Web 2 app, I guess, where you get to log in with, for instance, Google. So in that sense, it's really simple. You're basically in the wallet before you know it, and
Right.
that was really nice. So even I could give the demo probably.
Yeah, I think if you just have a couple of minutes trying it out, you basically just know where everything is. It's not overcomplicated. It's just perfectly designed for someone who didn't do any DeFi before and now wants to tap into Flare.
Yeah. All right. So should I share my screen or should you share your screen?
Yeah, I would love for you to share it, because my screen even right now is lagging a bit, the audio as well. If it's possible, you can share your screen and I'll point you through it.
I think it's a great idea because it means that you let the person who doesn't know how the app works to click on stuff.
Yeah, I promise you it won't be too hard.
No. I mean, of course, I tried to log in already, and I've been inside, but I haven't clicked everywhere. But I decided that I would have the window all the way from the beginning. So this is the login screen, and I am lazy, and how everybody can. Could everybody see my list of users? All right. I hope this screen is going to show up. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, I see something here. Okay.
All right. So I logged in, and as you can see, I have a little bit in the wallet already. So tell me, what should I do?
Yeah, so basically, if you're new and just created your wallet, you just have to see that you have some Flare to begin actually doing something.
Yeah.
So you can just on-ramp funds if you don't have any funds on any Web3 wallet yet. Using correct.
Yeah. So
You're
select the region, the amount, and then the way that you want to pay.
Yeah, we have a variable list of payment methods here, so I think there should be something in for everyone. We use Melt, so this is the whole thing is powered by Melt here, who are like a known on and off ramp provider in crypto. So yeah, you just select the method you want to continue with, but you don't have to do it right now. We can just show what kind of options.
Yeah, there are things I'm willing to demo, and then there are things I'm not going to demo, so like credit card.
That makes sense.
All right. So, but I mean, I see a lot of easy options. Basically, the only thing that's missing is checks, but I guess that would be a little bit.
Yeah, that's a good feedback. Feel free to pass it on to us. But yeah, it's relatively easy to on-ramp funds, but even easier if you already have an existing wallet where you have some Flare. Maybe if you're familiar with Flare and have some Flare in your wallet, you could just click on receive, and then you can see you have your EVM address and your XRPL. So for later, if you want to get your XRP on this address, you can just copy and paste. And let's say you want to transfer funds from another Web3 wallet, you just copy and paste this address, but make sure that you're on the right chain and you're choosing the right asset, Flare in this case, to make sure that you're not sending anything wrong on the wrong chain. And then you should see your funds here. Like you see now, you have 110 Flare here. What is good about this dashboard, we built it so that you can see what's going on here very easily. You can see the price, the value, what your current balance is, how it changed, and you have also direct action on the right.
These, you mean? Yeah, send.
Yeah, so you can directly send from those buttons or swap. Then of course we have a simple swap here if you click on the left side. You just have a simple swap if you want to swap any assets on Flare, just to
probably
for example,
we'll do one of those just for fun. right? So, you get the regular exchange rate information, or you can also change this around. So it's more like it is on the S-Flare
And when
website.
you click on swap now, I will just, you confirm the swap.
Yep. Right.
Yeah. So the good thing is, I mean, if you go on settings just now, I want to explain something here for some users. Down left. No, down left settings.
Oh, here, this, yeah. All right. Yeah.
And you click on more down, right?
Yep.
You see that you have auto sign on here, which is good for experienced people, I always say, but you can, whenever you want, turn it off. And if you do a swap, then it will not auto sign immediately. So you first have to confirm and then sign transactions. So, it always depends on what kind of user you are, what you're looking for. If you want to double check, then you can leave this out, and you can open it if you're experienced or if you don't care.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we can stay in the settings section if we are already here.
Yeah.
On the top, you have My Wallet. This can be renamed very easily. So if you add new addresses, you know which one you're using at the moment. And that's also the part, right? And that's also the part where you can show the seed phrase, for example.
Oh yeah, I'm not going to do
which
that.
we don't want to do now.
Sorry, people. Sorry. I know you were hunting for that 250.
No, not at all. Sorry if I gave that impression. So yeah, you if you click on networks,
yep.
will you see that you have Flare obviously and XRP. When you leave XRP off, then you don't see anything related to that chain, and you only see assets on Flare. Tokens, it just lets you choose which one you want to show on the dashboard. If it's too much and you say, okay, I don't need those assets in my daily dashboard, then you just turn it off. An address book, if you frequently send something, which we all know, it's nice to have like a saved address book where you add the addresses, and you can just easily go back.
If, for instance, you have some cold wallet somewhere or something, and you want to send stuff there every now and then to keep it in there, then it's of course useful to have it there, so you don't have to copy paste it constantly, because even with copy pasting, something can happen along the way. So
then if we go out from here and we go into the bridge section,
yes,
you can just see, I mean, it's powered by Stargate. Many already utilize Stargate anyways.
Oh yes.
We'll just use their widget for now until we have the big F asset launch on mainnet, when you guys will hopefully then see the cross-chain swap bridge here, where you can directly mint F assets inside Luminite using that bridge. So it will be a much extended version, of course, from now. This is just a simple bridge UI. And if you click, for example, on the wallet icon next to the setting icon above,
yes,
you can also you can change the recipient address. So if you don't have this on, or if you click X, you just send to your current, or you just bridge to your current wallet. But you can also paste the recipient address, and it will send the funds to another address. And on the right, you just have a quick overview of open transactions and completed ones. Very straightforward. You can track it. Then if we go back to the left on Earn.
Yes.
This is basically where you see all your positions. I already see you created one here.
Oh well, I think I just swapped, so of course it's detected.
Right. When you swap, you directly see your S-Flare here. But you currently have two options. So you can delegate to one of the FTSO providers. So if we click on Delegate, you can click on Delegate and choose the amount of Flare you want to wrap.
Okay, of course, because I will have to. Wait.
Yeah, you can slide and see
Okay,
what.
it will just
Yeah.
wrap it automatically because it needs to be wrapped, I guess.
Yes.
So.
And you can select the provider. We already got some feedback that it would be nice to have a search bar here if there's any one particular, so you don't have to scroll down. So this is probably something we will implement.
Okay. And then you can select that you can maximum select. And then
map and delegate.
map and delegate. Let's just do it and see what happens. Seems to work fine. And then, oh yeah, look, it now also says, of course, that I have wrapped flare. If I go back to earn, I guess I would now, see both positions.
Yeah, so you see, it's really straightforward, and I'm really excited to have some more integrations on here. So we will have, of course, most sought after projects like kinetic markets, earning vaults here, hopefully later on, as well as Firelight. Regarding F asset launch, this will be quite hyped, I guess. And a lot more. I don't want to tease all, but you will have a big cluster.
Tease away. That's what people come for.
This page will be filled, of course. You will have a lot of different integrations ranging from lower risk to medium to high risk. So there's a lot for anyone here. I mean, the thing that we kind of like to say is that, better than having your money in a bank account doing nothing, just, stake Flare or Delegate and you'll receive like a nice APY. And it's not complex and doesn't involve high risk. So this is something that could be advised for, newer investors, let's say, or new like beginners in crypto who don't want to trade perpetuals, let's say, which is rather risky. Here you can see that there's no buy-in fee right now, so you better wait.
There is a buy-in fee at the moment.
Sorry, no, I want to say that the no buy-in fee is not activated.
So it's of course my choice, but I will stake some anyway because I really like this. I looked at this when I saw this. I was like, oh, I want that.
Yeah, we received a lot of positive comments regarding that.
It's really nice. Yeah. And then I guess same thing. And because I don't have to, I think this is. I wish the regular interface was also so easy because, of course, I'm used to signing 5 times before something is done, and that's not the case here, of course. So, all right, and you can see my position has increased substantially.
Nice and easy.
Very nice. Okay, next. What's next?
Yeah, then when you click on history, you have a big UI just showing you what's all you did, what you sent, received, swapped, bridged before, and also on your earn history. If you click on that, you can see what kind of activity you have only for the earn tab. And I like that it's segregated from each other, because if you know what you did and you want to have a detailed look, you don't need to search long for it.
Yeah, you don't have to go through a list. Now it's okay, but if you've done like 1,000 transactions, then it's maybe a bit of scrolling. So that's definitely nice that they are sort of like divided. Yeah, really cool. Should I go back?
Yeah, it's, as you see, it's pretty straightforward. Like I said, the F asset launch will be a very great addition, of course, and will unlock much more opportunities here. But we still think that this version lets you do a lot and lets you track everything nicely, especially if you're new to DeFi and also new to Flare. But what do you think? Happy to know your thoughts.
Yeah, of course. Like I've been around for some time, but I think like if I would have had this when I started, I would probably have been very happy, because I have had so many moments when I was just wondering, like, okay, I sent something and it hasn't arrived yet. Well, you know, like how fast the Bitcoin network is. And then you send what is for you a substantial amount to something else, and then you're just waiting and you have no idea what's going on and whether or not you sent it to the right address. And when I look at this, I see a place where the amount of mistakes is just, or the chance to make mistakes is just really reduced. Of course, it's still possible. I can send it to the wrong person or something like that, but many of these things are incorporated here. So the chance of me going to the wrong URL, or making a not so fortunate choice, are just really reduced. Making transactions is really painless. Super simple.
Yeah, and it's also fast. So there are not 10 windows you have to pass in order to do one action. So it's you do it, you click on it, and it's there. So it's really important. I think sort of SparkDex is a case study for this, on how well the UI was, even for perps before. If you open a position, it's really important that it's directly there and you see everything on time, because it's very, it's a lot of risk involved and it's changing a lot. So we think that it's like a key component when you're building something. The UI needs to be reacting well, and we saw good feedback on this.
Yeah, I really like it. That's just very straightforward, but I really like it. I can imagine that a lot more people could use this than can use regular DeFi, because it sort of feels like a regular website.
Yeah, and even that it's available on mobile, you can access it from mobile fast without any pain. And also, probably we'll come to this later, but on the roadmap, we also hopefully want to launch this on App Store and Android as well. So users can access it through the app.
That sounds like an awesome possibility for a lot of people. I guess like mobile has always been a bit of a tricky thing, having to use some kind of wallet app there. The main thing that I've run into with the regular wallet apps is that sometimes there's some caching issue, and on a phone it's not so easy as it is on a computer. So you end up not being able to do transactions due to some caching related issue. And
you mean caching? Sorry, I didn't get what you meant with caching.
Like the browser caches data, of course. Those apps, those wallet apps on a mobile phone, are basically browsers with additional
yes,
functions.
it's a web browser app right now. So you mean yes?
Yeah. And if you would make it a native app at some point, then that chance is reduced, I think, because I'm assuming.
Yes, totally. I agree here with you.
I'm assuming that works better on a native app than it does within a browser, within an app.
Yes, so, initially it should work well on both sides, but in-app is always more fluid, more seamless as it gets. So I agree with you.
Yeah. All right. I think this is awesome. Is there anything else I need to show, or I will leave the screen maybe open, and then I'm gonna see if there are any questions from the Q&A. I will leave it open so that if the question is related to the UI, we can just show it.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Okay, I see one here. Is there a roadmap and next objectives for the wallet? Yes, there is, of course. We will integrate email notifications, so it will be a game changer, in my opinion. You're up to date with your overall account, get notified about position or anything else related to that. So we're working on this, and it's in progress. Then, of course, we have a lot of new DeFi ecosystem integrations that include Firelight Finance, Kinetic Markets, SparkDex. So you can also farm from Luminite directly and trade from Luminite. Then we also have something coming next, which is like, because we had a lot of people asking, okay, if I'm on my favorite DApp on Flare and it's not inside Luminite, or I'm just on the DApp itself and I want to connect my Luminite wallet, can I do that? And the question is, yes, you will be able to. You will be able to just connect, like from the Connect Wallet section, you can just choose Luminite and go ahead. And of course, we await to enable some AI integrations. So on our roadmap, we have we will be basically integrating AI assisted transactions and some more recommendations for yield strategies. So you will have some assisted AI bot telling you, for example, which yield strategy would fit best for you as what kind of person you are.
Yeah.
And yeah, of course, with the F assets launch on mainnet, we will have this whole, or we will have like a separate UI here for the cross-chain swap bridge, where you can then interact with FXRP, and then, for example, stake those, like for example on Firelight, let's say, or on in other opportunities. But there will be a lot more enabled, and I'm happy to go through once it's out and show it visually. I think everybody is waiting for the F asset launch right now, so it's like I think everybody's counting days.
Yeah, this has been the longest drum roll, as I heard from people. But yeah, we are definitely waiting for that to happen. Of course, everybody's holding their breath at the moment. Let's see.
Okay.
I have all my Flare tokens right from day one in my Bifrost wallet, and I'm also used to the Bifrost wallet. Okay. I'm expecting to buy more Flare tokens, I guess, soon, before F Asset mainnet launch. Convince me to try Luminite. Okay.
Yeah, nice question. By the way, Bifrost is a great wallet. Why I would ask you to try Luminite, let's say, or keep some of your Flare on a Luminite wallet also during F Assets mainnet launch, is because you could just directly mint F Assets there. You can get XRP there, or later, other non-EVM assets, and then directly interact, stake them, earn yield, which is great because you can all do it from one UI. You don't need to change sites. And another thing to note, I think, which we haven't spoke about because it's not live yet, why Luminite was also built is that next to its like easy UI, you should also have, we wanted to have an academy here for users who want to get educated. And, like Flare has been in the past powering those campaigns or empowering more knowledge for users, like to get more educated on what Flare is and what the DeFi ecosystem is about and so on. We have a special section for this coming on here on Luminite, where you can just access those information, new articles related to this, campaigns as well. Any bigger campaigns will be featured on there. So it would be definitely worthwhile to come and check out Luminite. You don't need to leave Bifrost Wallet completely. Encouraging you to just try it out.
Yeah, and besides that, like spreading it over 2 wallets is also, from a security perspective, maybe not the worst idea.
Right. Will there be a direct link to SparkDex? Yes, there will be. In the next phase with other partner integrations, we hope to have SparkDex here as well, so you can just farm SparkDex pools from here. And yeah, that's all I can say.
What about the perps?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, with that incident, which was actually not a usual incident, let's say, we stopped it before anything happened, and also the positions, in case that there would have been some losses made, were also treated with a good refund. So I don't think there has been any kind of negative backlash because of the operational and how well the team has handled that incident. But with the perps, I don't have a clear timeline. Currently, it's disabled, but of
Yeah,
course, once it's re-enabled, we hope to see it here on Luminite as well. It will be nice, especially with the email notifications, and if you can get more insights on your positions and live notifications from that, would be amazing.
Yeah, especially of course when it's a native app, it would just be able to give you notifications straight on your phone screen. Yeah, thanks. I was actually indeed asking about the perps, if they would just simply also appear here, but I think
there will for sure be a separate button for that. I don't think in the earn vaults, but then more on the left side of the dashboard, added as perps, let's say.
Yeah, cool. All right. How long do you have to wait for rewards when you stake your Flare? I don't know exactly what this is referring to, but if it's
general, I guess. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so if it's on Scepter, then rewards are basically, well, as far as we have delegation rewards, we have some. They come in every 3.5 days. Staking rewards come in every 14 days. That's 4 ebooks for those who are nerdy enough to know about that. And then the flare drop comes in every 30 days. So it's almost continuous, but not every day. And I think the same is true for Red's Flare, but except for the staking rewards, of course. Those have only delegation rewards.
Yeah, thanks for the blurb on the rewards.
Yeah.
I always, sorry to say, but I always mix them. But that was a good overview. And I see here a question from Daniel, which we actually touched on before, and which I said myself that for choosing a FTSO provider, it's quite annoying to go through the whole list and search for your favorite provider. So we will definitely take this feedback into account to add like a search bar in the next phase.
Yep. All right. Do we have more? Yes.
What are the advantages of building in Flare, and what's the value added to the Flare community? Yeah, first of all, I would just want to say here a big shout out to the Flare team because they're so approachable. I think this is a major number one reason why we were opting for Flare, also with SparkDex, with Luminite. They're really reachable and they really treat you like a human and not just someone, but they're always curious to hear about your thoughts. So as a team or from a team perspective, I can say that it has been so far a really great experience building on Flare. And what's the value added to the Flare community? Like, if you mean what provides, like what value Luminite provides, I guess it's just the safety, like easiness of accessing DeFi. If this is right, like if you're not an advanced user, to be able to tap into Flare DeFi is great, especially like we've seen now in the last months, many people coming to Flare, many people asking a lot of questions, which is really good. So why not have like a first starting point, have Luminite, which is really easy to sign in, and then you can just navigate easily and see, what you can do, low risk, medium, high risk, whichever. You can have simple swaps or bridge or whatever. So I think there's a lot of value added just by the simplicity here. But everybody is doing a great job, and I think that everyone in the ecosystem is adding great value to Flare overall.
Yeah, and I think you can add on top of that there is the value added of users that would normally not come to Flare because they wouldn't understand DeFi enough. So for everyone who is already in Flare, having more people come in, get some Flare, stake it or wrap it, use it in one way or another, I think that's good for everyone.
Totally agree.
Usage of the network, right? We need a lot of transactions, basically.
Yeah, but like if you look at this, like just adding to what you said, there are so many untapped users out there. I personally I have a lot of I have a bigger circle, a lot of friends who always talk about or want to talk about crypto, but they don't know where to start. And they really told me, like, I'm not just saying that because we founded this project or because I want to promote it. It's just that they have such a hard time and like they're being anxious about tapping into DeFi just because they hear about how easy it's to lose something. So for example, I had one person coming up to me saying like, yeah, I have a Web3 wallet, but like sometimes I can't see my assets, like I need to manually add them there, and like sometimes I can see them, sometimes no. This is also a great point. Like it's easy. I mean, it's really a major point that they can see what they actually have right now, what the value is, because we're talking here about money and life substance for some people. It's not just something, that's easily to be juggled. So it's really really important to have a good overview.
Yeah, I think like my general number, which is probably completely off, but I always say like maybe like 0.001% of the population on this planet has a DeFi wallet, and that's in part because they just wouldn't know how to use it, while probably a way higher percentage has access to the internet and would be able to use it. Would they know how to? So, the potential of more people using it is ridiculously big.
That's right. Totally agree.
All right. Do we have any more questions? Let's see. While we see if anything else is coming up, I do also have to say, working with Flare has been really, really nice, but also we're working with the community here, like SparkDex, like Luminite, but many others as well, has been, way different from some other ecosystems that I've tried to work in. I won't name them, of course, but it's definitely been a pleasure.
Yeah, I can totally agree to this and say that it's been the same experience for me too. So I mean, we are really happy about the current state, let's say, of Flare, and like I have really no negative comments. But yeah, if you have anything else to share about you guys, or if I should share anything else here, let me know.
No, I think this is usually like the Q&A part is the last part of the show. And if there are no more questions, then I'm not going to torture people longer than necessary. I hope everybody found it informative. And I want to thank Anna for walking us through the app. It was really quite easy, especially compared to regular Web3, where you have to go into your wallet and click all kinds of buttons and accept all kinds of things before you actually do something. So thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thanks,
thank
Lex.
you for explaining.
Thank you very much. One closing remark I have maybe is that We have started to tease something some days ago. We have a campaign coming very soon with the big giant in the finance industry. So I'll just leave that here without going into much detail. But we're really excited to be given the opportunity to be featured in it and to be presented to a gigantic audience. So you will see and hear more about that when it launches. But
Yes.
that's that.
You made me excited now. So now I'm hoping that after the show you will tell me what it is.
Yeah, you will be the first viewer.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for that. As you saw in the counter, we are less than 7 days away from the flare drop and from staking without a buy-in fee. So looking forward to seeing what happens then. We will be back in 14 days when we have another guest lined up. And until that time, keep asking your questions, keep learning. Exactly. That's all, folks. See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.